Coming up on AgweekTV, the U.S. and China strike a partial trade deal, but the industry is skeptical.
We'll take you to Cavalier, North Dakota, where they got 2 feet of snow on their sugar beets in the middle of harvest.
We'll take a look at the impact of the first winter storm in the northwestern Corn Belt.
I'll visit with the Cavalier, North Dakota rancher who makes beneficial use of trees in his pasture.
Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Michelle Rook. The great blizzard of October may have long-lasting effects in central North Dakota. Farmers are already suffering economic hardship because of the trade war, and we're counting on strong yields to counter weak commodity prices. But the early snowstorm is wiping out that prospect for many growers. Terry Wanzik is 62 and farms near Jamestown. He says never in his farming career has he left a crop in the field over the winter, but now he fears it could be weeks before he can get back in. None of his corn or soybeans had been harvested, in part due to heavy rains before the snowstorm. That's more than half of his total acres. He says it's likely the crops were damaged, but a lower yield could mean higher prices. In the meantime, Wanzik is a state senator and is looking at assistance.
You can't harvest your crop to sell it. You can't collect insurance yet, so you're sitting there kind of being squeezed with the cash flow situation and probably utilize their operating loans. So, I mean, I'm concerned, for all of us farmers, but especially some of the younger ones or the ones that maybe aren't as well capitalized as some of us are.
Wanzik and other state officials are working on obtaining help for producers. American Crystal and Mindak sugar beet co-ops are trying to stay cautiously optimistic in the face of a difficult and delayed harvest. Mikkel Pates talked with one family of growers that's still hoping for a good outcome.
Michelle, a big snow in the middle of a sugar beet harvest is bad news.
Your tops are still very lush and green here, and I think the sugar beet is still very good shape. We should be able to deliver a good quality sugar beet.
Sugar beets are an important part of the Mahar farm in northeast North Dakota. They have about 1,600 acres of them, and we're about 40% done with harvest when the heavy snow hit.
The completion date isn't there necessarily. It's the conditions that will allow us to get to the completion. And it's going to be difficult.
Mahar says it's hard on people and equipment. His son Scott estimates they've had at least 13 inches of rain and snow in the past 3 weeks. They also have corn, soybeans, and pinto beans in the field.
So we got a fair challenge ahead of us.
Mahar says they had a very dry summer and the moisture has actually been good for his beet crop, and he remains optimistic about their quality and the harvest.
It'll be hard to get them. It won't totally dry up, but I think we'll be able to lift them out and make it all work.
We need to get some sunshine and dry weather for 2 to 3 weeks, and then we'll be able to wrap things up. It's going to be difficult, but we'll get her done. We have the equipment to slug it through.
Well, they've had difficult conditions before. This is one of the bad ones. For AgWeek, this is Mikkel Pates at Cavalier, North Dakota.
Minnesota and South Dakota fared better during last week's storm as snow totals were less than forecasted amounts. Todd Hanton farms near Watertown and says he's facing delays in what is the latest start to the harvest ever on his farm. But the snow and ice didn't damage or break off the corn and soybean plants. However, there will still be some yield and quality loss for beans in areas west and farther north in South Dakota.
Snow wasn't heavy enough, and the ice, there was even ice on some of ours, so I thought sure it was gonna take some of them down, but I really don't see it so far. I think we lucked out that way, but the guys that got more snow than me probably have lost some yield.
Corn may have some yield loss or lighter test weight as the crop wasn't all mature before the freezing temperatures hit. In the northwestern Corn Belt, only 53% of South Dakota's corn was mature. North Dakota farmers had 42% of the crop ready to harvest, and Minnesota was at 66%. Livestock producers in the Dakotas dodged a bullet with the first winter storm of the season. Even with blizzard conditions and nearly 3 feet of snow in areas of North Dakota, death losses were minimal. In South Dakota, cattle production areas saw less snow than predicted. Near Faith, they only received around 8 inches, with Phillip and Wall getting roughly 3 inches. Winds over 45 miles per hour created some big drifts, but by early week, most of the snow had already melted. Plus, producers like Mike Maher say they were ready for the storm.
Everybody kind of got prepared after their experience with Atlas, so we had ample warning this time, so everybody kind of got their cattle bunched or in around some shelter and stuff.
Maher says it also helped the temperatures and wind chills weren't dangerously cold. Plus, cattle are in good condition this fall with ample range and forage supplies. Coming up on AgweekTV, the biofuels deal goes sour and what farmers need to know as they sign up for the new farm program.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has a storage solution for you with a wide variety of bin options and accessories, along with site planning and superior customer service. Plus, from top to bottom, we offer the industry's best bins and warranties to protect your products and your grain storage investment. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with generations of experience and dependability. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
Explore the convergence of agriculture and technology at Cultivate 2019 on November 14th. Cultivate is an emerging technology in agriculture conference hosted by Emerging Prairie of Fargo. Connect with industry leaders and farmers and learn about how the latest tech innovations are being utilized in agriculture. For more information, visit emergingprairie.com.
One of the things that Mosaic does really well is focuses on balanced crop nutrition in the premium products that we design. And one of those products is Micro Essentials, but it provides in every single granule a nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, in some cases zinc. We added sulfur and zinc with Micro Essentials because sulfur is one of the most deficient nutrients and zinc is the most deficient micronutrient. So our goal is balanced crop nutrition and being able to provide those products to the farmers in the world today.
Ready for more? The new Fendt 900 Vario is impressive on every level. With groundbreaking features, you'll be ready for everyday challenges now and in the future. New smart connectivity solutions make the Fendt 900 series from Butler Machinery an intelligent choice for your farm. We're also proud to carry the Fendt Ideal, a new combine for a new era of farming. Designed to be automated in operation, the Ideal combine is already setting industry standards for efficiency and output. Visit butlermachinery.com to schedule a demo at your operation.
Nothing holds more promise than a seed. And when it comes from Peterson Farm Seed, it's backed with a promise from us. We will sell no seed we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm, so that growers like Pete can keep a promise of his own, to build a profitable business with his kids, and give them the opportunity to one day do the same with theirs. Grow your promise. Grow Peterson Farm Seed.
Uncertainty has followed last Friday's announcement about a partial trade deal between the U.S. and China. President Trump proclaimed China committed to purchasing an additional $40 to $50 billion of U.S. ag goods. It was in exchange for suspension of the October 15th tariffs. However, the time period for purchases was unspecified, and China says while they intend to make purchases, the country will struggle to buy $50 billion annually unless the U.S. removes retaliatory tariffs on their products. Plus, they want additional talks. The president says the details are being written over the next few weeks to be signed by the two leaders at the APEC summit in November. It was the Environmental Protection Agency that reneged on the Trump administration's biofuels deal that was announced on October 4th. On Tuesday, the agency released a 2020 proposal to account for small refinery exemptions that fell well short of the volumes waived from 2016 to 2018. The EPA's supplemental proposal to the renewable fuel standard would account for only 770 million gallons annually in waivers. That's only half of the total gallons of biofuels volumes exempted in those 3 years. Plus, partial waivers may continue in 2020. Biofuels groups blasted the proposal and have asked President Trump to make sure the deal is implemented. The sign-up for the 2018 Farm Bill is underway, and while some of the programs are the same as the 2014 Farm Bill, the choice will be more difficult for farmers. That is partly because farmers were just coming off an era of higher commodity prices at that time. With the current market conditions, experts say farmers will need to closely reanalyze which program is best for their operation. Farm programs are complex, but farmers had a pretty clear decision under the 2014 Farm Bill. Crop insurance agents say that may not be the case this sign-up.
99% of our producers chose Ark County last Farm Bill, and this time around I think it's going to be a lot more individualized.
FSA officials say Ark County is still an option, and so is price loss coverage, with reference prices of $3.70 for corn, $8.40 for soybeans, and $5.50 for wheat. Plus, there's a new program.
Ark County uses county yields times the nationwide price. Ark Individual uses that farm's yields. The PLC program, that's strictly price-based. Anytime the nationwide price for that year gets under the reference price, it starts kicking a payment.
However, with a different market environment, farmers need to closely analyze their farm data to make a decision.
Trying to go through every farm number, and that's really key as well. It's per farm number, it's not per operation or per crop.
She says Ark Individual looks best for farmers with prevented plant.
Being able to pick those farm numbers and select Ark Individual on those is probably going to make sense for some producers that are facing a lot of excess precipitation.
However, with Ark Individual, farmers must prove yields annually, and the payout base is lower.
Ark County and PLC, they use 85% of your base acres. Ark Individual uses 65% of your base acres.
South Dakota Corn Growers President Doug Gnome says a change farmers asked for is yields will be figured on RMA versus NASS data.
We think it's more accurate to use RMA data. RMA data is, it's enforceable by law.
He says FSA will have information to help make an election, but thinks there will be more from universities and private firms.
In the 2014 Farm Bill, there's $100 million for that kind of stuff. In this new Farm Bill, there's $15 million.
The sign-up deadline is March 15th. Farmers are currently signing up for 2 crop years, 2019 and 2020, and then going forward, it is on a year-by-year contract. Still ahead on AgweekTV, we'll show you how pork producers are working to be better stewards of the land. And later, we'll take you to a new kind of pasture that offers many benefits to the livestock and the land.
Steffes Group, selling land and the equipment to farm it since 1960. If you're interested in selling or have questions about our auction process, head to our website at steffesgroup.com to contact us at any one of our 4 locations located throughout the Midwest. You can also visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel to view all of our auction previews and recaps to stay up to date on the market in your area.
Upgrade your trailer to electric with the Rolltech electric system from AgriCover. Strong, flexible pivot arms and motor mount rotate and telescope, allowing the roll tube to rise and flex over heaped loads. The positive automatic lock is impossible to back off to control the flow of grain. This integrated system uses one wireless remote to operate up to 10 tarps and hoppers, keeping your driver out of the dust, rain, and harm's way. See the Rolltech system in action at an AgriCover dealer near you.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
How can one tillage tool handle most field conditions, residue types, and tillage practices? It takes a Renegade, the Summers VRT Renegade. Switch from vertical to aggressive tillage and anywhere in between. Adjust blade angles, tillage depth, and more on the go, all from an iPad. Get the tillage results you want, like only the Summers VRT Renegade can. For more information or a demo, contact your Summers dealer.
Dynaflow is the ultimate high-volume water management pump. Whether you're experiencing flooding, emptying sloughs, transferring ponds, or working on irrigation, the Dynaflow pump works in as little as 18 inches of water and is designed to move 3,000 gallons per minute. The Dynaflow pump features neoprene-lined turbine bearings backed up with a sand collar to prevent debris and grit, all to assure your pump keeps working season after season. Find out more at dynaflowpump.com.
October is pork month, and too often pork producers get a bad rap for their practices. Some communities object to having facilities near them because of the odor and environmental impact. But Jenny Schluck joins us now to talk about the ways pork producers are good stewards.
Thanks, Michelle. We're here with Brian Zimfrick, the NDSU Extension Agent for Ransom County and a member of the North Dakota Pork Council. And we're at the Ransom County Multiplier, a 2500 sow multiplier. Brian, tell us about what facilities like this do to control odor and mitigate environmental problems.
You know, this multiplier uses several up-to-date, scientifically proven methods to mitigate the odors and setbacks to the environment. Some of those are containing their waste within the pits underneath the barns in concrete bunkers, and then in the fall they pipe that out to the local fields, knifed into those fields to really eliminate that odor given off into the environment.
And tell us a little bit about what those nutrients do for the crops in this area.
It's a natural fertilizer. It's a lot times better than going and purchasing the commercially made fertilizers that a lot of these producers are currently using, and most of the time it's cheaper for the producers to utilize, so it's a benefit all the way around.
One of the other ways that a facility like this can help the local community is through purchasing the crops grown here.
Typically a swine diet is made up of soybean meal and ground corn, and this facility behind us is a 2,500 sow head operation. They use roughly 88,000 bushels of corn during the year and 700 ton of soybean meal, and a lot of that feed stuff is grown locally. The producers right around here are benefiting from some of their grains being purchased here locally and used in the feedstuffs for this swine operation.
After the October snowstorm, will the weather help dry the fields for harvest? Here's Jared with our AgriWeather Outlook.
We've been experiencing a very, very wet fall here over the northern plains and upper Midwest for parts of the Dakotas and Minnesota. Well over 7 inches for Fargo, Moorhead, and Bismarck, and near that for Dickinson, and over 13 inches up in Grand Forks. So very, very wet here for the Dakotas as well as Minnesota. So as we check out the drought monitor across the central portion of the U.S., much of the plains and Midwest really not seeing even the drier conditions out there. You have to head down to the Four Corners region and desert Southwest where you get in that moderate severe drought going on, and then parts of Texas experiencing that severe to extreme drought. So definitely in need of some rain and a little change in the weather pattern, and even across the far southeast, seeing that from Atlanta to Raleigh up into Washington as well, with some dry conditions and even some severe to extreme drought in just a few places. Checking out the forecast here for the precipitation for this week, we're just kind of right on that edge of seeing a little bit above precipitation across parts of the Dakotas as well as Minnesota, with dry conditions down across Texas still to be expected, and then across the eastern seaboard it will get a little bit better above chance of seeing some more precipitation, so definitely a help out across the southeast. What we're looking for here is some chances of rain, as a few systems could be kind of swinging on through the region, and in a few places it may be cool enough, may even sneak out a few snowflakes with that rain. Precipitation the following week, we'll be seeing a little bit of a change there, where the drier conditions will be in the central part of the U.S. up into the Pacific Northwest, and we'll be close to just a little area here we could see a little bit above average, but overall kind of equal chances as we look toward our following week in terms of our precipitation. But some wet weather across the eastern seaboard for the following week as well. And temperature wise, over the next 6 to 10 days, we're going to be looking to stay below average for much of the central portion of the U.S., above average temperatures off toward the west as well as the east.
Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley source for Batco. Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley Batco dealer.
This is Dennis Beliski reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
Mother Nature doesn't always cooperate.
So when conditions are right, be ready with genuine Case IH parts from Titan Machinery. Only genuine Case IH parts are engineered to keep your equipment running at peak efficiency when you're running around the clock. Don't risk your bottom line with off-brand parts that don't meet the same standards. Visit your local Titan Machinery dealership today to find out why genuine Case IH parts offer the best value and performance for your operation.
With the success of the Case IH Steiger Quad Track and Magnum Road Track tractors, it's no secret why Case IH is the leader of the track. So it wasn't surprising when the competition started imitating us. But only Case IH offers a 5-axle design to give you a smoother ride, more power to the ground, with less berming and compaction. Still, we're flattered. In fact, if we weren't already red, we'd be blushing.
When harvest comes around, time is precious and you don't have a moment to waste. North Star Ag offers the Lofsness Grain Logic's grain bag loader to deliver versatile grain storage performance load after load. Lofsness's user-friendly grain baggers are easy to load and unload, perfect to get your harvest in the bag. Uptime is crucial. Keep your crew in the field longer with a fuel trailer from Thunder Creek. And don't forget, North Star Ag has Meridian hopper bins for any size operation. See our complete new and used equipment inventory at northstarag.com or give us a call.
You may have never heard of the ag practice of silvopasture, but it's slowly catching on with ranchers. Jonathan Knudsen explains what it is and how it benefits cattle and the land in this week's Ag Week cover story.
This story involves a term and a concept you've probably never heard of. But if you like trees, cattle, or sustainability, keep watching.
There's a food benefit, a shelter, insect control, heat stress, all year round. Those trees are important to those cattle.
Chase Firstino and his wife, Tiffany, own and operate Diamond C, North Dakota. It's a registered Red Angus cow-calf operation. They have 100 registered Red Angus beef pairs, as well as 20 Black Angus and 30 commercial cow-calf pairs. Silvopasture integrates trees and grazing livestock on the same land, benefiting both. Firstino didn't consciously adopt silvopasture, but his wooded pastures already provide those benefits to his cattle.
The trees are great. I mean, they offer shelter, all year round from a blowing blizzard to extreme heat in the summer, and rain. As it's raining right now, they just offer the protection and shelter that they need, to be happy and content.
In addition to shelter from the elements, the trees provide nutrition for the cattle.
Right now the acorns are dropping and the cows are kind of just acting like vacuum cleaners, just eating up those acorns, and it really, really puts a lot of weight on the calves and flushes everything out. Really nice, it's a really good benefit.
Another benefit is that the trees provide nice protection from flies in the summer.
I'm really passionate about my cows, they're kind of just like my family. I love my cows, and I've always tell people that I take care of them well, they're going to take care of me well.
Near Cavalier, this is Jonathan Knudsen for Ag Week.
You can read more on this practice in the next Ag Week magazine or at agweek.com. Up next on Ag Week TV, we'll show you how checkoff dollars are being used to find new uses for soybeans. Ag Week is excited to bring you the Ag Week app with useful features and the latest news and information right at your fingertips. Get your Ag Week news, weather, and the latest episodes of Ag Week TV. Plus, see real-time information on the futures market and view local cash bids for your crops. Stay updated and take Ag Week with you wherever you are. Download the Ag Week app today.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Ag Week magazine. Reaching over 70,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Ag Week provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Ag Week. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Soybeans are North Dakota's top crop. More than 6 million acres are grown each year with a value of more than $2 billion. Much of the crop goes into animal feed or biofuel. But in this final installment of our Planting to Processing series, sponsored by the North Dakota Soybean Council, you may be surprised at how many other products are made with soy.
You know, they see the fields of soybeans and they might not know what most of that's getting used for.
When you think of soy, you may think of lattes or biofuel, but the North Dakota Soybean Council wants you to think bigger. It recently launched the All Things Soy ad campaign to help the public understand all the things soy is used for. While the biggest uses are animal feed and cooking oil, there are plenty of other uses for soybean oil, and many might surprise you.
It's getting used in all sorts of things. It's in carpet. It's in tires, it's in the foam that's in your sofa or in your car seat or all kinds of stuff. United Soybean Board has a list of 1,000 of them.
And soy oil is a greener product, replacing petroleum in many cases.
It's all around you and it's helping us be better stewards of the environment. Every little bit is going to help the environment and it's going to help soybean growers.
And the list of soy products will continue to grow as 1/3 of soy checkoff money is spent on research. That's important because up to 90% of the state's soybeans have been going to China. So finding new markets or domestic uses for soy helps the industry withstand the turbulence in international trade, like the current trade war with China.
We continue to work in market development and research for new uses for soybeans because we can't just always rely on major exports, and so always looking for the next big thing that soybeans can be a part of.
Every little bit is using a few more soybeans, and that's adding value for the farmers.
This is Rose Dunn for Ag Week.
You can read more about it in the next Ag Week magazine or at agweek.com. Thanks for watching this week's edition of Ag Week TV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com or download the Ag Week app, and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'll see you next week.